All right, entrepreneurs, let me show you how to do this homework. I'm going to trust that you've already gone through the slides and done the readings from the OpenStax book, but I do want to show you kind of an example of how this market research, the secondary market research is accomplished because it can be a little bit tricky. As the slides note, research is very rarely linear, which means I can't give you a step by step by step guide on how to find exactly the information you're looking for. It takes a lot of trial and error. Just how sometimes we Google something and we don't quite get the answer we want, we have to try asking your question in a different way. And market research is just the same. I am constantly asking for support from our JCC librarians for the research that I do throughout any given day or semester. I really do expect that you might need a little support from the library as well for this assignment, but let me point you in the right direction. So as of now, you've already gone through the slides. You've done the reading in the OpenStax book, so you know what you're looking to do. We're completing this industry size and growth trends report, as well as some market segmentation and a customer persona. The first thing we want to do is make sure you make a note for me of your business concept. Just one or two sentences. Briefly describe what you're trying to do as it is evolving. I know what it is, but it's also helpful to have it here as we have a lot of people in the class. We want to find our NAICS code. So we're going to go to naics.com/search. And we've been using that bakery example, so why don't we just kind of keep that going. So I'm going to search for bakery, and I'm going to get quite a few results. And as we scroll through them, most aren't quite going to be what you're looking for. Frozen merchant wholesalers. We're not manufacturing. We're not a commercial bakery. We're just kind of like a cupcake and cake thing, maybe some coffees, stuff like that. To me, it looks like our best option is this bakery cafes, on-premise baking and selling for immediate consumption. So the code that we'll start with is 722515. Let's try another one. A lot of students like to do, they like to create an app. So application development. And let's see what we can get here. Biotechnology research, that's not what we're looking for. Medical research, that's not it. Scrolling. How about this one? Applications development and publishing. I think that sounds good. Software publishers, good place to start. So keep in mind, you're not going to get your first result. It's probably not going to be a direct hit. Play around a little bit and find the one that meets your needs the best. It might not be a perfect match. Once we have our NAICS code, we're going to make our way over to the JCC library. So go to the website and click the Libraries tab. From here, we go to Articles and Databases, and all this is outlined in your slides, so I'm just kind of giving you a live demonstration. We want to change all subjects to business because we're looking for some pretty specific business information. And the database that I like the most is this Business Source Complete from EBSCO. You might find this information in other databases. Feel free to look around and play around with the library resources, but I think I want to start here with Business Source Complete through EBSCO. Now we want to do a couple things. The purpose of the NAICS code is that it gives us very specific industry information. Some NAICS codes are linked in certain ways, some are not, but it helps us really narrow the focus to that industry. When businesses report their information, they report it by their NAICS code. And so that helps us get just the type of business that we're looking for. So I'm going to put in that NAICS code, 722515. Oh, whoops. And before I click search, try it again, 722515. I don't want to hit enter because that made it start searching. Oh my heavens. All right, we're going to have to try this differently. What did I say about research not being a linear process? The thing we have to do is down here in publication type, we need to change this to get rid of all this extra stuff. We only want industry profiles because we're looking for industry information. So let's try it this way. Let me highlight industry profile. Now I'm going to put in 722515, search, and see what I've got. First one is a Barnes report. This is good. I want a Barnes report, but I don't think I want fast food restaurants. So that's probably not quite it. Number 2 is a Barnes report. This is good, but I don't want grocery stores. Number 3, baked goods stores. This is promising. Not the NAICS code that I put in, but maybe it's a linked code. Let me just see what else we've got. Another baked goods store. Okay, I think that number 3 in this instance is probably going to be our best bet. So let's click on that and see what we've got. So a Barnes report is going to look similar to this. This one's from 2020. So this is recent enough for us. That might be the best that you can do. If you can find, these might project data into 2021. If you can find something in 2021, that's great. It might project into 2022. So let's just scroll down. See, these things are incredibly long, 197 pages, but relax, they're organized somewhat methodically. I'm going to scroll down for a table of contents. So here we're going to see the information that we're looking for: establishment, firms and payroll, sales, employment trends, based on states. Oh, this does have some 2021 numbers, and based on metropolitan areas. This is exactly what I want. So it's just a matter here of scrolling to find the information that we need. So let me just go down for a summary here for baked goods stores, and this is going to tell me total establishments. It gives me a 5-year span, 2017 to 2021. I need 3 years on the homework assignment because that's going to show us growth trends over time. 2 years doesn't quite tell us a lot, so let's go for 3 years. They can be sequential, so you can put 2019, 2020, and 2021, or you could bounce around a little bit and put 2017, 2019, 2021. If your report comes back with different years, as it might, use your best judgment on the information that you think is valuable. Specifically, we want number of establishments, and we want sales. So please note, this is in the millions of dollars. So for example, $2,303 million is actually $2.3 billion. You would take this number and you'd add 6 more zeros to it. So don't tell me that the sales were $2,303 in 2017 for all of the United States baked goods stores. That's just not accurate. But $2.3 billion, that sounds better. And it actually is going to tell us some of the percent growth. So we saw an increase from 1718, 1819, and then a decrease, 1920, 2021. Who knows if that might have been COVID related? It's hard to say. So we're looking for number of establishments and we're looking for sales. These are the 2 metrics that are going to be important for the homework assignment on this national level and also on a more localized level. And again, it's your choice if you want to do it based on the state or a metropolitan area. For these Barnes reports, if you're in the JCC service area of Chautauqua, Cattaraugus, Allegheny County, the closest you'll find is probably going to be like a Buffalo metropolitan area. If your business is going to open in a different area, you might very well find exactly what you're looking for, in which case use that metropolitan area. If it's a web-based, feel free to use a state. The national numbers might even be more relevant for you. That's going to take some scrolling and some searching. So let me just scan way ahead. I'm not going to do this on the fly because I'm limited, I think, to 15 minutes of recording. But here's estimated number of establishments, US total, and then it goes by state. So you could find this for the state in which your business will operate. You really want to look over here for total number of establishments. It looks like this is organized based on number of employees within that establishment. Not surprisingly, they look like they're mostly small businesses with a small number of employees or non-employers, meaning they don't have any employees. It's just an individual, probably a sole proprietor. So find it for the state or your metropolitan area. Again, we're looking for number of establishments and sales revenue. That's going to take care of your secondary market research for the industry. Let's head back to our market research worksheet and just spend a second talking about these market segments and target markets. Most businesses, as you saw from the slides, are going to serve a broad variety of types of people, types of customers, whether it's B2B, their customer could be other businesses, or B2C, their customer is an individual, a home user. What I want you to do is break that broad target market into multiple segments that have very specific characteristics. In a bakery, you might have a person who comes once or twice a year for a birthday cake for a special person. That could be a market segment. Or you might have that individual who comes 3 or 4 times a week for a cupcake or a scone on their way to work. Those market segments are going to be different and they're going to have different characteristics. So describe them in as much detail as you possibly can. Once you do that, pick just one of those segments, the one that you think might be the biggest or the most impactful for your business, and you're going to create a customer persona. The customer persona is a very specific description of one individual. It's a made-up person, but it's a perfect representative of that individual in one of your target markets. So you're going to write this as if you were describing a very specific person. So you might say, our customer is a 22-year-old male. They are single with no kids. They work at the JCC bookstore as a clerk and live in Dunkirk. And then just go on through it like that. That's how you do that customer persona. Very, very specific. And I have an example included for you in Blackboard. So that's it. That's a summary of the assignment. Again, if you need support with that research, reach out to the library. They're going to be your best bet. But I'm also available to help you as well. I'm happy to do that. All right, best of luck this week.